Hey everyone, welcome to a special Saturday edition of Weather for Weather Geeks, and of course it's turned out to be a rainy start to this final weekend before Christmas. Wanted to show you just how much rain has fallen over the last 24 hours at some select sites throughout northeast Ohio and western Pennsylvania. So far, as this data reloads, we've picked up generally somewhere between 3/4 of an inch and an inch or so in a lot of northeast Ohio. Here's a reporting location in Boardman, 0.64. Up here at the airport, 0.77 over the last 24 hours. And then amounts do get a little higher off to the west. Got many places checking in over an inch in central Ohio, north central Ohio, and up to about I-77. Amounts get a little lower as you get closer to Pittsburgh, where the rain has not been quite as beefy so far on this Saturday. And there's more rain coming. Take a look at the latest radar loop. I'm recording this at about 2:45 this afternoon, so if you're watching this late in the evening, the radar, of course, will not be current at that time, but this is what was going on mid-afternoon. Notice as I pause this, the heaviest rain of the day so far is moving northward through central Ohio. Then there's not much going on south of that, and I do think this clearing will work north for a while this evening. I'll show you a computer model. I'll bear that out in just a second. But heaviest rain of the day so far northeast of Columbus right now. It's just pouring out here. Also of note, look at the temperature contrast. The temperature's fallen to 47 up at the airport, where it was well into the 50s earlier, but we still got 57 down here in Newcastle, so the front has kind of lollygagged down into about here. Canton 46, Akron 46, but New Philly's at 57. So we've got a real sharp temperature contrast on either side of the front. So I'll put the radar back in motion here. And again, all of this beefier rain, this moderate to heavy rain, is going to work north as we head towards the end of the afternoon and early this evening. So the heaviest rain of the day so far will fall in a lot of the Mahoning and Shenango valleys by the end of the afternoon and early on this evening, and then a little break. So let's talk about what's going to happen as we head into the future here. I'll take off all the current information and bring up our high-resolution computer model, and we'll start this with... Let's start this with 5 o'clock this evening. Here's when that heavy rain's going to be around. It's going to be pouring right around sunset this evening in a lot of the area. Off to the south, notice that dry slot working in, and that's going to continue to work north. But out here in western Ohio, this could be some thunderstorm activity for this evening. The Storm Prediction Center does have the slight risk in yellow here, getting up fairly far into Ohio. Now, I think it's probably a bit too far, but still, this is the enhanced risk of severe weather area, so we're going to have to watch out possibly for a severe thunderstorm watch to be issued for Columbus and Cincinnati before the day is through. A real interesting moderate risk down here farther to the south. But anyway, back to the what the radar should look like. Here's 5 o'clock. Let's roll forward to 7 o'clock this evening, and this is when that dry slot's going to try to work in for a couple of hours. But then the radar is going to fill back in western Ohio. Again, some thunderstorms possible in that batch of rain. Here's 9 o'clock this evening. It'll come back up here. Here we go. Not much still going on in the Mahoning Valley, but things are getting ready to reload, certainly out to the west. And this will end with 11 o'clock this evening. And this is when perhaps the best chance of some big thunderstorms and severe weather will be late this evening before midnight out towards Cincinnati and Dayton. So that's something we'll be keeping an eye on later on this evening. Some nasty, rare late December thunderstorms moving through parts of the Ohio Valley. All right, I'm going to take a look at tomorrow morning then, because we've been advertising that the rain's going to end pretty quickly tomorrow morning. Here's the future radar at 7 a.m. tomorrow. Back edge starting to approach and push through. Here's 9 a.m. Probably still some lingering showers around, and then at 11 a.m., right about here, we're getting ready to sound the all clear at this point. So I think the best part of the weekend overall is going to be Sunday afternoon. This rain's going to push away. Wouldn't even be shocked if the sun tried to come out for a couple of hours early tomorrow afternoon. So the end will be in sight by midday on Sunday. Best part of the weekend overall will be Sunday afternoon. All right, how much rain are we talking about? Well, this factoring in what's fallen so far since 7 a.m. this morning, this is the total rainfall predicted by the European model, and it goes along with much of the other modeling. It gives us a solid 2 inches total for the entire day and night tonight in the Mahoning and Shenango valleys, and you'll get into some 2.5 to 3 inch amounts out here. And this much rain on top of a very, very saturated ground. And remember, we just had a few inches of snow melt quickly over the last couple of days. Well, that, of course, raises the risk of flooding. Flood warnings are out for the viewing area, and for good reason. If you live near a stream, a creek, or a river, the Mahoning River particularly, you're going to be susceptible to seeing some flooding problems. Here's the forecast for the Mahoning River at Youngstown. Expected to approach major flooding late Saturday evening and into Sunday morning. 19.5 feet is the forecasted crest. Major flooding occurs at 20.5 feet. So it'll be a close call. Certainly some moderate flooding is likely for the Mahoning River at Youngstown late on Sunday. Remember, there's always a lag with this. Even though the rain's going to end around midday Sunday, the major flooding is not likely until later in the day as the river continues to rise. That's Youngstown. Here's the Mahoning River at Warren. Major flooding is in the forecast here. It looks likely. And the time frame on this would be, again, late Sunday into Sunday night. Major flood stage 12.5 feet and the predicted crest 13.8 feet for the Mahoning River at Warren. And here's the Mahoning River at Leavittsburg, right at major flood stage is the forecast. Major flood stage there 16.5 feet and the forecasted crest 16.7 feet late Sunday and into Sunday night. So if you live near the river, if you live near any sort of waterway, you're going to have to be on the lookout for flooding problems late Sunday. Well after the rain has ended is when the highest risk will be for the flooding. There may be some minor flooding tomorrow morning, but the major flooding is not likely to occur until several hours after the rain has actually ended tomorrow. All right, let's talk about as we get closer to Christmas. Monday is going to be our transition day, of course, back to the cold behind our front. There's likely to be a couple of flurries, especially north of I-80 on Monday. Christmas Eve is coming up on Tuesday. We've been talking about some mood flurries, a little, kind of setting the tone for the season type of a thing, and that's still in the forecast. Probably no accumulation out of this, except maybe up in Ashtabula County and over towards Erie, PA. But overall, Christmas Eve, cloudy, windy, cold, wind chills in the teens, and there'll be some flurries and maybe a couple of snow showers around on Christmas Eve. Christmas Day is likely to be quiet. Clouds, limited sunshine Wednesday. It's going to be a cold day, below average, but otherwise uneventful. We'll probably be close to 29 or 30 in the afternoon, and the European model then advertises the next round of flurries maybe Wednesday night and heading into parts of Thursday. Long-range temperatures, it's cold pattern we're heading back into. Black line in the middle, that's where we should be at this time of the year. Here's our big warm-up for the weekend, as much as 30 degrees above average. We could be flirting with a record high tomorrow with temperatures in the lower 60s. Record is 62 in Youngstown. And then once we head back into the cold weather for Monday and beyond, it looks to be at or below average every day right into the new year. All right, that's weather for Weather Geeks on this Saturday. I'll see you tonight on 21 News at 6 and 11. I'll have another edition of this video Sunday afternoon.